We're gonna be okay. I love you.
Oh my god!
Well, hello and welcome to part 1 of 6 of Top 5s of 2015. I'm your host, Dan, and with me today I have a friend called Scott. Say hello, Scott.
Hello.
Where might people know you from?
So I am Orange Raccoon online from the Super ONM forums, which are the unofficial successors to the official Nintendo Magazine forums, which closed last year. Dan, you're also a moderator.
I am indeed, yeah.
As you know.
I try my best. So today, Scott, you are going to be listing off your top 5 games of 2015.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you have a list or you have like a...
Long debated list.
Okay, right. Should we just go straight in number 5? What is your number 5 pick?
Yeah. So this was probably the hardest to decide because when I got down to 5, it was a way up between 2 games.
Right.
Well, the one that didn't quite make it was Splatoon because this one won out instead, which is Rocket League.
Nice
I
pick.
know you're a fan.
Yes, a big fan.
You'll probably debate that it should be higher up the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it back when it was free on PlayStation Plus on release.
Yeah. Did you have any interest in playing it before getting on PS Plus?
Probably wouldn't have got it if it wasn't free.
Yeah.
A couple of my friends who were playing online with also have a PlayStation Plus, so we all got it and tried it out. And yeah, it's an amazing game. I think it kind of took everyone by surprise.
Yeah, definitely.
I've played it a lot in local multiplayer as well when I go around my friends or playing it just with my housemates.
Was that in like 2-player or 3-player or 4?
Yeah, 2-player, but we've done 3-player as well before.
It works really well in split screen even online as well, doesn't it? Like if you're going just the 2 of you and then...
Yeah, so what we normally do is not against each other, but we'll both be in the same room, but then go online and play 2v2 or something.
Yeah,
so we're playing split screen, but online against other people. I put an awful lot of hours into it. Unfortunately, I'm not very good. I think I'm ranked bronze 2, which for people familiar with the game is not very good. But yeah,
I think that's about what I am, to be honest.
Well, I imagine silver and gold are the real places you want to be. But
Yeah, true. I've not actually got to any of the silvers on any of the ones yet. What level are you, roughly?
I don't actually know. I know I'm ranked as pro now, because it goes through from, novice or rookie up to semi-pro and then pro. I've still got a few unlocks left.
We had a good time, though, didn't we? When me and yourself, we played...
Yeah, because we did
online.
the video for Super ONM YouTube channel,
Yes.
SONM Network.
Which is probably the footage I'm putting on right now.
We did quite well in those games, actually.
Well, without spoiling it too much, yeah, we didn't lose.
Yeah, no spoilers, but unbeaten record.
Yes.
I have actually played it on Vita using remote play.
I've not tried that.
Because again, in local multiplayer, there were 3 of us playing, and we only had 2 PS4 controllers. But you can actually use the Vita as a third controller.
I did not know that.
It actually works really well. Yeah, you've got split screen on the main screen, and then one person playing on Vita. And because it's only L and R you need, the controls work fine. So,
Yeah, cool. Okay, then, so what is your number 4 pick?
Number 4 is Super Mario Maker for the Wii U.
Nice.
I've not been a massive fan recently of 2D Mario games, like the new Super Mario Bros. And stuff. They're fun, but I've never rated them as like my game of the year or anything. They're just a little fun diversion.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same, yeah.
Super Mario Maker, it's kind of got a more retro feel in that because of the graphics, obviously. It's got all the different modes from the original Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. 3, which are some of the first games I played, so I was already interested on that thing. And then I'm a big fan of user-generated content.
Same.
I'm a big Little Big Planet fan.
Yeah, see, I liked playing Little Big Planet levels. I'm not a big fan of actually the controls of Little Big Planet, but playing Super Mario Maker is just like that perfect like culmination.
Yeah, I think the biggest complaint people have with Little Big Planet, or seems to be, is the actual platforming in it isn't that good.
Yeah, the floating and the fact going backward and forwards between planes.
But Little Big Planet to me has always been less about the actual base platforming levels and more about what really interesting mechanical things people can do with it.
Yeah.
And my big worry with Super Mario Maker was that it would be such a restricted...
Bit too basic, yeah, in comparison.
Yeah, compared to Little Big Planet where you can do pretty much anything you want. But then, having played it, I think the restrictedness actually works really well in terms of forcing you to be creative.
Yeah, I know what you
and
mean.
also making it a similar experience across all the levels. Like, they are all Mario levels. You're not got a load of people doing... Well, there's a few which don't touch anything.
Yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of it first hearing that you unlock stuff as you go along rather than having everything at one go. But it really makes you use the basic tools first, and then like you progress yourself on making harder levels the more stuff you unlock.
Yeah, in a way I agree, but I still think I would have preferred having at least the option to use some more stuff. I mean, the first level I went to create, I mean, it's still uploaded on my profile, I think, but it's not that great, but I basically couldn't do anything at that point. It doesn't take long to unlock everything, I think. It works really well, and yeah, I've had a ton of fun creating levels and playing other levels online, and I think Nintendo have done a really good job with updates.
Yeah, keeping it fresh, keeping it in
Yeah,
people's
so
mind and that.
they added the checkpoints and the
Yeah. I would also like, in the future, I don't know if they're ever going to do it, is to include co-op.
co-op
Yeah.
would be great. I haven't really thought about that. It feels like maybe something that would happen in a
Yeah.
sequel, maybe. And actually making levels itself is like playing a game.
It's so easy and fun to do.
Yeah, when you're dragging stuff around and shaking it to change it from one type of block to another, which
Yeah.
kind of sounds stupid, but actually works really well.
It's very intuitive, the whole system.
Yeah, and it's just got some really nice Easter eggs. I don't know if you've ever come across the fly swatting minigame.
I haven't, but I know of it, yeah.
So I didn't know anything about it.
Oh, really?
And I was just playing the game, deleted a block, and 3 flies flew out of the screen. And I was like, what's going on here? Tapped on one, fly swatter appeared, killed it. Still had no idea what was going on. And then obviously you swat the other two and it puts you into this mini game where you've got to swat a load of flies. And I had no idea that was coming. And it was just such a nice little Easter egg to discover yourself. Because I don't think that happens much with games anymore. You normally know about stuff and then go out and find it.
Okay, well, we'll move on to your number 3 pick then.
Yeah, so number 3 is quite a recent game that I'm still playing at the moment, and it is Fallout 4.
I thought you were going to say that when you said recent.
I've got it on PS4.
Been running well? You haven't had like too many issues?
I've had a few crashes, but considering the amount I've played it, it's been a lot better than previous Fallout games.
How many hours are you into at this point?
I don't actually know my hours. I don't even know if that's listed anywhere in the game on the save file, but I'm level 27 in game.
Okay.
Probably spent the vast majority of my time in the settlement creation, which is why the game's up here as number 3. It's my favourite new aspect of the game. It's what makes it new over the other Fallouts.
Yeah.
Or the settlement building.
And it works well, you find?
Yeah, it's unintuitive. I had to really look it up when I first set out. I had to watch some videos online of people explaining how to actually do stuff.
Yeah.
The game's really bad at explaining that. Yeah, as I said with Super Mario Maker, I'm a big fan of user-generated content.
Yeah.
So I've just spent a ridiculous amount of time rearranging furniture in little post-apocalyptic shacks.
Nice.
The game otherwise, it's a fun game. It's pretty much Fallout. It's what you'd expect to get. Other than the base building, I think the biggest changes are probably in weapon mods and stuff. That system's changed. But weirdly, I think if it wasn't for the base building, I'd actually think New Vegas was...
I know you're a massive fan of New Vegas.
Oh, yeah, I'm a really big fan. And I thought the main thing I'd try and mention was what actually I don't like about Fallout 4, because it's up here in my top list. There's a lot I do like. It's the dialogue and how they manage to like the story building in it. So a lot of Bethesda games, like Western RPGs, but Bethesda in general, you're given this blank slate of a character and you can just do whatever you like with them. So have you played all the Elder Scrolls?
I played like 10 hours of Skyrim. That was it.
Yeah, okay. So in all of those games, Skyrim and Oblivion, and you're this unnamed character who's just a prisoner, and that's how you start, and nothing's explained. In Fallout, I'm really into getting immersed in the world and like kind of role-playing a character.
Yeah.
In Fallout 4, you're given this character, which kind of did a good job with, but
the element of choice and freedom is gone.
You're very much tied into this one type of person you're playing as, because they're voice acted and everything, so there's less player agency, I think. But yeah, that's my biggest issue with the game and why it's probably not higher. If that had been more like New Vegas, I think Fallout 4 could easily have been number 2 or 1 in my list.
Oh, fair enough.
But yeah.
Well, what is your number 2 pick then?
So number 2 is another PS4 game, and it is Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, I knew this would appear somewhere.
Yeah, it's got to be in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm a big Metal Gear Solid fan.
Yeah. 3 is your favourite, right?
Yeah, 3 is definitely up there as probably one of the best games ever made. I mean, they're all really good games and some of the best ever made, but 3 is the peak. And 3 still is the peak after playing MGS5. Mechanically, and in terms of gameplay, it's the best Metal Gear Solid game. One of the best games I've ever played. It's just so well refined. It's got so many different systems, and you can approach all the missions in so many different ways. Like, you can do it stealthily, you can do it attacking. Like, there's just so many different approaches and so many little things to discover. It happens throughout the MGS series, but so many little things you don't even realise you can do.
There's so many little, like when you can hold up guards in so many different ways, or you can mess with them in just, like, I can't even think of off the top of my head because there's just so many options.
No, like, there's stuff like if you throw a magazine, which you can do to distract guards, and then if you hit them in the head with it, it will knock them out. and you can knock guards out with the most ridiculous frame thing. Like, there's decoys you can lay down.
Yeah, when you said magazine, I assumed you meant like a paper magazine, but you mean
Oh
like
no!
a gun magazine.
Gun magazine.
Yeah.
The online's really good.
Yeah.
It feels like there could be more content to it. I think that's in the well-documented problems with Metal Gear Solid 5's development. I think they just simply didn't finish doing the online. But what's there is really good and the best online that Metal Gear has had. But it's unfair to call it a sideshow because it's a really solid online multiplayer game, but it is not the main draw of the game as a whole, which is the single player.
Yeah. What do you think of the story as a whole? Like,
I haven't actually finished it, so
Yeah.
Played about 60 hours of Metal Gear Solid 5 now.
60 hours.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I've been doing all the side missions as they come up.
Am I the only one who found the side missions more enjoyable than the main missions? In some ways, because I feel like the side missions gave more freedom as like how to tackle a certain objective.
Yeah, I think MGS5 is the weakest story-wise of the Metal Gear games. It feels like, I don't know if you've played Peace Walker.
I haven't.
But this feels much more like a sequel to Peace Walker as opposed to the fifth in the main series. Like, I really felt like 1 to 4 were the main series of MGS, and while this is called 5 and does add more to the story, it doesn't feel like the same kind of game. Like, they were very story driven, whereas this is a mission based repeat your missions to get higher ranks and stuff. In a way, the side missions, I kind of feel like they're no different to the main missions, apart from maybe slightly better to play because you're not having to worry about cutscenes and stuff happening. But
I personally not finished it just because I got a bit fatigued on a lot of the story missions, and I think a different game come out, and I need to go back and finish it.
Yeah, I think there was a little fatigue for me, but mostly it came out in such a dense time for game releases. I mean, Fallout 4 came out, and that's pretty much when I stopped playing MGS5 because Fallout 4 is just destroying me and taking up all my time. But I imagine I'll go back to it. So
all right, okay. Well, let's move on to your final pick. What is your number one, your favourite game of 2015?
Yeah, my number one game of the year is a game that came out quite a while ago, actually, quite early in the year, and that is Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate on the Nintendo 3DS.
Oh, that is a pretty bold shout.
Yeah, it's probably not most people's game of the year.
I think most people who play Monster Hunter do think that, though. They do think it's the best game of the year.
What can I say? I'm 210 hours in-game now.
Yeah. If you've put that many hours into a game, that's got to be your favourite of the year.
It did come out, I think, was it end of February or March time?
Yeah, something
maybe?
like that, yeah.
It was when the new 3DS came out, and I actually bought a new 3DS for Monster Hunter. I've never had a 3DS before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's not left my DS since. That's the only game I've played. I've been a fan of the series back since Monster Hunter Freedom on the PSP, which was a re-release of the original. Yeah, me and my friends used to play it in our break times and lunch times at school. We used to do lots of quests and that. I've been a fan for a long time. Had bought every game in the series in some form. I didn't like Try, which was the first game on the Wii.
Yeah, I was the one that got me into the series, actually.
Yeah, so I think it's because I've been playing on handheld up until that on the PSP. When I got to the console version, a lot less content in it.
Yeah.
I think for a new player, it was probably a good introduction because it had less stuff. I just wasn't used to playing it on a big screen.
Yeah. Did you play Ultimate at all? Like
I didn't play 3 Ultimate. It sounded a lot better. That kind of skipped me over, and I wasn't that interested simply because I played Try and hadn't been a big fan, and I knew it was the same game.
Yeah.
Even though it had a lot more added. 4 really brought me back into the series.
Right. Yeah. I was just about to ask that. Yeah. So is it probably your favourite then out of all of them? Would you say it's the best?
It's definitely the best Monster Hunter game. It's just so much more refined and user-friendly as well. But 4's just got so many nice things where it's nothing absolutely game-changing, but just builds on all the systems that have been in Monster Hunter from the beginning and makes them the best. Kind of like how I would say Mario Kart 8 is the definitive Mario Kart, where it just doesn't do anything massively new, in my opinion anyway. I'm sure some people would argue.
From my understanding, Monster Hunter fans, I think the 4 is the best from my understanding.
Yeah, I think most people would agree.
A friend of mine has been waiting for 4 Ultimate to come out on the Wii U.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, I don't think that's going to happen.
I think he might be waiting for a long time.
Yeah, I think if Monster Hunter is ever going to come to a Nintendo console again, it's got to be the NX.
Yeah, personally, I do think it works better as a handheld series.
A bit like Pokemon sort of thing. Right?
Yeah, I am biased because I started playing it on the PSP. but that's also because of the multiplayer. I play it a lot in local multiplayer.
Yeah.
I don't really play it online. It does have a full online mode. The multiplayer a lot for me is it's kind of a very social experience. Like saying going back to playing on PSP, I used to play it in break times and lunch times with my friends.
Yeah.
But that's something I think about in multiplayer in general. So.
Okay, well, thanks for coming on, Scott.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been really interesting hearing your picks.
As I said, a bit upsetting I had to skip out on Splatoon because I would have. I thought that was a great game as well.
So your honourable mention, your number 6.
Yeah, my honourable number 6. Snuck it in there, cheating.
Where can people find you around the internet then, Scott?
Yeah, so people should come over and check out Super ONM, I think, which is
I agree.
www.sonm.uk. It is Nintendo based, but there's a lot of people who play a lot of different games. We talk about other games, online game forum, and we have the SONM Network as well, which is our YouTube channel, which has some user created content on it, which is worth a watch. People should come check it out.
I've contributed myself actually to a few. But what's your Twitter handle as well?
So my Twitter is also at Orange Raccoon. That's orange and then raccoons with a K, because I was about 13 when I came up with it. It makes it unique. What can I say?
You are unique, Scott. I'll give you that. All right, thank you very much.
All right, thanks.